Good morning, hello again, thanks for tuning in. So today we're in the annual Severn Trent match, which is a bit belated. The first one got cancelled because of the hot weather. It was like 45 degrees, so they cancelled the match in July and moved it back to October. So we are fishing at Hemmington, part of the M1, and we're on a fishery called Rycroft. It's very popular around here. I don't fish it very often. I have fished it a couple of times before, and I think I fished about 10 years ago on this event at this location, and I won a section with £22 off the same lake. So I've drew the same bank again. I'm a few pegs away. I think I was middle of the lake last time. So as we pan round, quick show you, I'm on peg 4 on moat. And the lakes we've got in is Old Canal, Clover and Moat. So I've got flat calm to my right to peg 2. I've got a gap, nobody on peg 3. Of course I'm on 4. I've nobody on 5. And then I've got anglers behind me all the way down to the wind blowing into the end pegs right on the far end of the moat. So I think peg 16's down there, but the two end pegs there, they'll be hot favourites today with the wind blowing in them. But the aim is really to come in the top 3 in the section and get section points. There's 5 of us in the Severn Trent team today, but it should be a really good match. I have a spread over 3 lakes and section points. We have won the event before, but I think last year, I think we came about 5th. The team came about 5th, and I think I came 9th overall with £63 at Manor Farm. But anyway, it's mild for October. It has forecast a bit of rain today. We've got about 10 to 12 degrees overnight, and we're 13 to 15 degrees at the moment at 11 o'clock in the morning. And we're fishing a 5-hour match, half 11 till half 4. So bait-wise today, then I've got paste, corn, pellets, got some micros, red maggot, dead reds and worm. So I've got a selection. I've got a good margin to my left, which it's about 3 foot deep near some weeds which I've run into the water. And I've got probably, it's about 2 foot deep where I am. I've got 3 to 4 foot in front of me on top 2+2. The wind keeps getting up, so I might not fish long, because it keeps being blustery and it's forecast getting stronger later. So I'm going to try and keep as close as I can. With that in mind, I've set up a little bomb rod and a little method feeder, just to sort of explore my swim a little bit and while I keep an eye on what's being caught. And if the fish are really having a feed, then we'll work from there. But I'll probably start the method feeding and just have a look. I'll be feeding top 2+2 lines with micros and going over it with soft pellet. The 2 rigs I've set up today, I've got my carper paste float, my Ever Faithful, and that's set up for about 2.5 foot deep, and that is to fish the margin. And because I've got size 12 hook, I'll put 2 worms on it, big pellets, and I've got some 8 mils and 6 mils soft pellets already made up. And then I've got a carper chimp float. It's like a smaller version of the paste float, and that is set up for about 3.5 to 4 feet deep on a 5-pound line, with a strung out hook shot. So that will be my top 2+2 rig, and that's got 14 on it. Again, soft pellet, worm, and we'll see how we go from there. But looking forward to it. So I won't do too bad. I mean, I would like to have the wind blowing in it, but unfortunately not. I've not seen many fish move, but you might only need £30 to win a section today. I'm quite sure. There's been some decent winning weights coming out of here last recently, 70, £100, but backup weights have been low. So I think the target really is, can we get £30? But keep an eye on what others are catching. If hardly anything's being caught, £30 would be a good section weight today. But £50 would be a really good weight, I think. Especially we've got quite a few pegs in. It's quite narrow here. I've got 3 pegs opposite. So I've got the guy to my right. But I have got an empty peg on the side, so definitely can't complain. Got good margins to explore. Let's hope we catch. Speak to you in a minute. We're in. So we started on the method, see if we get any liners, any sort of indications. Hope there's some fish this end of the lake. So if they've all moved down the with the warm wind, it's going to be a struggle getting the top 3 of the section. So the sections, 10 peg sections I've found out. Peg 2 to my right is the first part of the section. We've got, I think there's 7 on this bank, including all the ones in the wind, and the 3 on the far side. So the 3 in the wind on the far side are also in there. well, so I've got my work cut out to try and get in the top 3 of this 10 peg section, or even win the section. It'll be very tough for me now. 18 points. I'm going to trickle a bit of feed in on my other lines. Hope they get a few bites. Right, so we're 30 minutes in, no fish, no bites. We've only seen a couple of carp caught down the bottom end of the lake. This end of the lake, 2 silvers I think seen caught. So no bites at all on the feeder. I've put a light bed of pellets down there. Now I've fed about 20 grains of corn on my top 2+2 kit on the left hand side here, which I'm just going over with 2 grains of corn, and on the right hand top 2+2 at 2 o'clock I've fed in a small portion of micros. So I'm going to give the next 10 minutes just having a look to see if it's interested in corn or soft pellet. If that doesn't work, I'm going to start a line with dead reds and go over it with a piece of worm, I think. So there's a few silvers being caught, but only 2 carp right down the bottom end. And what I can see that somebody's playing one now, about 2 pegs from the end, where the wind's blowing. But pretty much everybody this end of the lake doing no impressions. I'm just going over the feed I put in earlier at the moment. I'm not putting anything else in, just to see if there's anything comes to it. Only fed about 10 minutes ago. I think I had a little bit of a touch on that last one, but both soft pellets are gone. But they are very soft. I had 2 little 6 mils on a 14. First fish, a little skimmer on paste, and it is a little skimmer as well. First bite. What time is it? It is 12:37, so it's an hour and 7 minutes in. I've had 1 little fish on paste. Not good. We'll give it 10 more minutes on this, see if we can pick anything up decent. But I just changed to maggot. Put maggot rig on. Yeah, so an hour and 7 minutes in. Hardly anything's been caught this end of the lake. A couple of silverfish to my right. That's my first fish, silverfish. Chap on pig 6 has had 1 carp. Down the other end of the lake, there's been 6 or 7 carp caught with the winds blowing down that way. So they've had a few between them, but nobody's running away with it. But I need to find a carp somewhere. There doesn't seem to be enough silvers to get weight up from it, but we have to go for section points in the team event. So that aside, I'm going to set up a little lightweight rig. I keep feeding a few pellets on my method feeder line. I keep trying that, see if there's any fish come up this end of the lake. I could pick up on method feeder. But at the moment, it's rock hard this end of the lake, it really is. 3 guys opposite me, they've not had a fish either. Alright, onto the worm now. If there's any skimmers in the peg, they might take a worm. quite mild for October. The chap opposite's got a decent fish on, which is promising. Believe that. Just had a bream on a piece of worm. Came to the top, it was about £3 and it's come off. Not impressed. I'm fishing 2 bits of worm and kinder potting in dead reds. Got it. Standing £8.3 bream back. Time for a change of plan. Little perch. We're an hour and a half in, really struggling. We'll see if there's any carp appeared on the centre line. A couple more carp recently caught. The guy opposite had one, so maybe the fish have come up the middle and just patrolling. Hopefully they found the pellets, but there's nothing but tiny bits on the pole lines at the moment. Ooh, oh, a few carp there. Guy opposite's got one on. Gorgeous rudd. Need about 1,000 more of these to really wait for bites even for them. So a 1 ounce rudd. So in desperation, and if it wasn't for the fact that it's a team match, I mean I probably wouldn't do this if I was just on my own. Kinder potting red maggots for 18 hook on, and see if we can get any fish on maggot. Really, got double maggot on a small hook, 18, and even then I had to wait 5 minutes for that bite for the rod. If there's no carp here, try and catch what is there. But losing that £3 bream. Got it. Getting very slow little touches on it. Probably skimmers. Tiniest touches that was. Not a monster. Probably double my weight though. You never know, I might pick a decent fish up doing this, but not getting bite from anything else. Would you believe it? I think we'll probably foul up this. So I've got white hydro on, lightweight rig, small hook and a hooked carp. But maybe it's the maggot they want. It's why it's in the swim. Coming back gradually. Yeah, definitely the tail, this one. If I can get it past me, I might be able to scoop it. Not done yet. Not quite, really. Nightmare with a hydro. It's in the net. I'll show you where it's hooked. It's up there, look, in the bottom fin, what we call it. Not a big fish, it's a monster. It's in the net. Not sure it's well deserved, but well earned. Right, so we are nearly 2 o'clock. So we're 2.5 hours in. I've got 3 silverfish and 1 carp. So it's fishing rock hard. A lot of people have got 1 carp now, some have got 2, but nobody's really running away with it that I can see. I'm going to start feeding this margin to my left. So I've got a decent 2 foot of depth there, near some overhanging reeds, so I'm going to fish there. I'll start feeding it. So first put in down my left hand margin. I've been feeding dead reds on it just twice. Something's coming in, nailed it. And screeched out to the middle. So this is a new maggot rig. £5 line with a 16 hook, but it's with it's got black hydro come down the edge. Hopefully I should have better control over it. It's come off. Alright, so with 3 hours done, still got 1 carp, 4 silvers, lost 1 carp, lost 1 bream. It's fishing rock hard. Just the odd fish being caught at this end of the lake. Still seeing a few more odd carp caught down that end with the wind blowing in it, but even there, they don't like they're catching loads. So I've stood down this margin, I've not got any more bites. Got 2 hours to go. Really are scratching my head at the moment. It's really fishing like a rock hard winters match. So not even getting regular bites for silvers. Oh, he says, and he's just had a bite. Spoke too soon. Silverfish. What can it be? Stripey. Not a margin monster, but it's a fish. Right, so it's 3 o'clock. We've got an hour and a half left. Back on the tip and feeder this time. And on the bomb. I'm just going over the pellets I put in this morning. I've put about half a pint of pellets in the middle, just created an area that I might graze on later on, but no liners, no signs of any fish there. A couple of guys opposite, I've caught 1 or 2 in the margin that side. I've refed this margin to my left with dead reds. I'm going to go over it with worm in a minute. But fishing rock hard. Right, so we don't want worm down the margin. I've fed another pellet line, just pour a few expanders in. On the deeper line in there. Going with a small expander. See if there's anything down there. So I can't get any more bites in the margin on maggot or worm. It's fishing rock hard. Single expander, see if that does anything. Might have been better not feeding anything at all. Just going to leave it a couple of minutes on each of the lines that I've fed this morning. Just see if there's anything come and settled on and feed that it's just really just been left. Say, I think it was this lake at the weekend. £70 won the match, but 29 was second. I think that's was with the might have been with the open anglers. Well, a few of the venue experts, so it just shows you how hard it fished at the weekend. So the centre line now with another section on. Lich has literally had about 20 expanders on the line. That's all it's been fed. In the last half an hour, that's all that's been fed on this line. So we'll see if there's anything there that's prepared to take the expander. Oh my god, a skimmer. It's my first fish for ages. So this is a lightweight rig, it's 4x14 with chanty float. Still £5 line. A lightweight maggot stroke pellet hook. Size 16. Could do without £3 bream coming back. I lost earlier. So I found one on that soft pellet line. It's on the grey hydro. Amazing really, isn't it? A line with virtually no feed on it, I've picked the fish up. Plodder, I think it's a good fish. I don't think it's ready just yet. And isn't with grey hydro, I've got a bit less control over it until I get on the top kit and use the puller. We got a little hook on as well. Come on. We've got 1 hour to go. It's kind of incredibly dark and it's just about to be down, I think. 1 hour to try and get a couple of carp, get yourself up in this section. At the minute I'm well down in this section. Could even be last in the section in a minute. I've hooked another carp. It's come close in. See if I can get it to come up. I'm just going to scoop it. Second carp of the day. A bit battered, don't worry. Alright, battered on thing. "45 minutes to go." The chap on my left said 4 or 5. The chap on the right said 3. I've got 2. The guys opposite, they've had like 3 each. Could have got these going all day to be alright. Well, you need a lot of them for 1 carp. Yes, you need a lot of them skimmers for a £5 carp. I've probably had more bites in the last half an hour than I've had all day. I'm going to put one more pot of maggots down that margin. And go over it with a worm and just see if there's anything big worth persevering for. Let's get it 10 minutes down there, I think. I'm back on the feeder briefly while I feed the margin. Dead reds and a couple of worms in there, just for good measure. Quick time check. I've just gone 40. I would have thought carp would have come onto this pellet line now. Where I fed the feeding the yard pollets. Look at that. That's on my maggot line. In the margin, a margin monster. I don't think that's going to win me any extra section points today. I think it's got to be the smallest perch I've had all year. The last 2 years, I think. Oh dear, tiny. We're only going to get 5 more minutes here. And this line and this margin swim. So I've put in half a pot of dead reds. I had that when I first started doing it about 2 hours ago. I had that one carp on, but unfortunately I lost it. Need to find a couple of carp in the last 40 minutes from somewhere. Found one. Slowed it down anyway. Just about to start leaning. Get to come up. Come on. The other one looks like it's a short fat mirror. Short fat mirror carp. Nice colours. tailfins looks like it's had a bit of attack.
I think the skin was coming in. Expanded.
The perch was really like a day old.
Hello? No, who's speaking? Yeah, we're on our way back in the next 10 minutes.
So on to the results then from yesterday's match. Yesterday's Severn Trent annual team match. The match was supposed to be in July, but the weather was that hot in July, it got cancelled. It was like 40 odd degrees. So it's been moved back to October, but wind and rain yesterday, it definitely knocked the fish back a little bit, I think. But Hemmington, near Hemmington Rycroft Fishery, brilliant. It's a lovely fishery, lovely place to go, Derbyshire, near Junction 24 on the motorway. Highly recommend it. Even if we didn't have the best day yesterday, so I certainly didn't. But on to the results then from yesterday. So the teams were, there were 10 teams, 50 anglers, 5 in each team, and we were fishing for the trophy called the Leicester Cup with the Severn Trent lads. So I'll put the results all on the highlights package, the list of the 10 teams and the points, and the individuals top 10 as well, so they'll be on there. But a few brief highlights. I mean, the Stoneflies were third with I think, what did they get? They had 39 points. It was a really closely fought match. All Sorts came second with 40 points, and Tame won it with 41. It's only 2 points separated the top 3, which is quite unusual. Individual top 10, Will Palmer ended up winning it with £97 from Clover 12. So we'll fish Mr. Palmer, fished a super match. So all the results are going to be in the highlights package. And back to the teams then. Nottingham team we fished for, we ended up in 7th place out of the 10 teams. So not great, but could have been worse. I think Brian Cox won his section with £26 on Clover, and Ian Carl, I think, was second or third in his section with £48. So they were the 2 best anglers out of 5. The other 3, myself, Pete and Terry, all struggled really. So we made double figures on the weights. I weighed in £16 something, but for low down numbers in the section, I might have been second or third last in the section. But those 3 fish cost me. I had 3 carp on and lost them. I had 1 3-pound bream that came to the surface. So they did really cost me. I didn't really start catching in this match, so I put soft pellet on, top 2+2, but in the last hour and a half when other people started to catch, it was just a real struggle yesterday. Everything I did didn't work. Every change I made, I couldn't produce a bite. Feeder never worked, so I never touched it at all. Margin, I got 1 fish on and lost it. So it was just one of those days, I think, and unfortunately it was in a team event. But I wasn't the only one, but it could have been worse. But the venue itself, Rycroft at Hemmington, definitely worth the trip. It's got some beautiful lakes on there. It's well established venue, beautifully set up and manicured, and a very well managed site. They have some big weights on there, and certainly the top 10 anglers, they caught well yesterday, but some of us struggled. But unfortunately, that's just fishing for you. You know, we're going to always win every week, and some weeks the fishing gods are smiling down on you, and some weeks they're not. And they certainly weren't smiling down on me yesterday. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please click the like and subscribe. Bye for now.